the zombie snow. This twisted mutant is the most cursed project I've ever worked with in reticulated pythons. But how did it all begin? As a retic breeder, you often think about potential results of a brand new looking animal that no one's ever seen before. This particular combination was exactly that in reticulated pythons. And we had setback after challenging setback in trying to create this animal. If you want to see a whole video about that entire process, you can click on the history of the zombie snow project right here. This is an epic, lifer, bucket list type combo on any breeder's list, with many people trying, and so far, even with this guy being now 4 years old, no one else has accomplished up until now. At least not in retics. Come with me to Salt Lake City and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Kind of hanging out here, me and Garrison, having our little father-son trip. We came out here to Salt Lake City for Clint's huge thing. Are you having fun with Clint's family?
Yeah.
They're okay, right?
They're better than okay.
Okay. We're actually here at Envy Reptiles. If this that you're about to see is something that you want to follow more of, check out Snake Envy on YouTube. So we actually have Mike on camera. Special thanks to you. I appreciate it, man. This is really cool.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be talking with Jason, who does all the snake breeding and stuff around here.
Yeah.
Mike, you reached out to me about coming in here because you knew we were coming in town, which was awesome, and thank you. And you're like, oh, you know, I don't know if you know who we are. And I was like, oh, I know exactly who you are. There's like 3 people I follow on Instagram because there's projects that I reach outside of my own little area of circumstance to like gain inspiration from. And you have a huge one. It's actually, so I mean, you know how these double recessive projects work. For me, I've been about 15 years into this project, and you made them in your species before I could get them in mine. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. But I was like, that's it. That's the snake. Those are the colors. That's what I'm going for. One cool parallel before we get into it is like the Pituophis stuff with the anneries. They have that yellow wash on them. So they hatch out black and silver gray. And then as they grow, they get a little bit of yellows in them, right?
Yep.
That's exactly what happens with retics. And in the beginning, everyone's like, nah, I just want the black and silver. I don't want any yellow.
Yeah.
But as generations went on, it's like that little yellow tinge allows you an entirely new color palette to play with. It's been
and then
cool.
you can line breed for that. And
Exactly. And
you can
intensify.
get that nice. Well, you can go 2 different directions, really.
Yes.
So
exactly.
that's a cool option.
Yeah. So can we show, let's start with like, you have like just a standard old school albino gopher snake.
So this is the original bloodline of albino San Diego's. And this is a Bechtel albino.
And it's beautiful. In this one, you can see a little bit of, can I hold her?
Yep.
You can see a little bit of the darkness up here at the neck where, so it's like a, you know, T positive versus T negative would be the way people talk about it, right? So this would be kind of the T negative version where the areas of the snake that would be black turn white. This is super cool.
And the white comes in more as they get older.
Yeah, so albino and annery together is what's gonna make the snow. Garrison, you look super entertained. Are you so entertained? Okay, so this would be the annery. Now, what's cool is it doesn't have, it's more like, I mean, you call it a gray snake instead of a brown snake, right? Where you got the grays and the silvers back here. But can you guys see that little remnant of yellow running through the neck up there? Perfectly gray head, silver eyes, remnant of the yellow. So these would be the 2 ingredients to make a snow if you want to sit down. How long does it take a female to grow up and breed?
3 years on average.
Okay, so at the, you know, with a lot of the superdors, it might be more like 4.
Okay.
It takes a long time and insurmountable odds in the beginning to hit that double recessive stuff, right?
Yep, it does.
The weird colors that are left in here really could make some pretty cool snows.
Here's your T-neg.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. This is exactly what a snow retic looks like, where you can see this white on white pattern, but then it's got yellow in there.
They hatch out like normal, and then as they grow, that green just kind of comes in.
Peaks at about 2 years old,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, exactly the same. So can we see, this is a T negative, also snow, so it's annery. But can you show us one of the albinos?
I got one over here that glows in the dark.
We like the ones that glow in the dark. That's just so
This thing is.
Oh, but yeah.
Where is he? He's right here.
Oh wow, yeah, no kidding. Look at that. Oh really? Compared to that other albino where it had just a hint of lav going, if you got the camera in exactly the right position, this one here is like super, super dark. So they would call this a T positive, which basically means it's an albino, but there's a protein it's able to still synthesize and get a little bit of melanin. Look at that. Okay, so you're playing with the pattern too. So this would be like a tiger retic, or tiger mocha. And you can see those dark, hi, look at him standing up. You're very cute. Oh, it's cool because you got the stripe and the non-stripe. Come here, buddy. Oh, I love it. These are the kinds of colors that you can't define them. There's not a crayon in the box for that.
And it's hard to capture.
And they're translucent and they're wild.
Let's go in the dirt.
You want to hold that one?
No.
What? Come on, they're all bark, no bite.
Yeah.
Gotcha, huh? This is where it was at. I saw these snakes. You had made these things. They were absolutely incredible, and you originally called them Envy Snow,
Yep.
right? After the business. Yep. Can we see one of these?
Yeah.
Watch
yeah.
this, watch that.
Yeah.
Holy crap, you
Couple of
guys.
them
Look at that snake. Well, so here's the thing is, where it fades, it's blue. You can't get blue. Blue is not one of the pigments of any Pituophis animal, right?
Look at those eyes too.
I'll try. There it is. Oh, it's so cool. You can already see that just barely hint of yellow, tiny stripe there down the center that starts to come out. You were the first to go ahead and produce these guys, and then you had the combos of the lines and everything like that. And this is what my Mochino project, so it would be the T positive and T negative albino together with the anery. That's as far as we've gotten.
Okay.
I haven't made the straight T positive version like this yet. Okay. So this is a glimpse into this. This would be like the mocha snow. We have Mochino snows.
Like we talked about earlier, like I've had adults with no yellow in them. Well, virtually no yellow. And they're just purple and white.
But one of the things that I love the most about this is the contrast, the dark and light, right? Yeah. But then when we bred them into a patternless animal, right, which is kind of like your stripers there, which for us is a golden child, and it's sort of a melanistic patternless. It had these weird mixes. I said it looked like a bruise or rotten flesh, greens and purples. That's awesome. And so we named it a zombie snow. When you get these dark, kind of shadowy, smoky, and then rotten bruising, it's just
that's cool.
Next level. Now that we've seen the hatchling, you guys want to see an adult? Can we see an adult?
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Okay, check out the difference between the gray backgrounds, hi honey, and the yellows coming through. Her eyes and even the tongue. So this is my inspiration here, is this project that you've done with these T-positive snows. Because they look and develop like a retic, there's nothing else quite like them. If there's one thing that I never get tired of, it's that pioneering of new things and just kind of taking the time to sit down and geek out with other people that are putting in just as much hard work with their species as we are. So a huge shout out to Envy Reptiles for bringing us in. And just as this zombie snow was named after the allelic combo with the gopher snakes, that is the T positive albino together with the T negative albino, naming the zombie, the one thing we showed you in that video, the Envy snows, are actually the end goal of this project and still a step away. I don't know who's going to be the first one there to make it, but for the first time ever in dwarf and super dwarf retics, we are finally seeing a few examples of the double stacked mocha genetic with no albino in there, or the Indo-caramel for that matter, which is the other T positive mutation to work with. I don't know who's going to make it first to the mocha anery or the Indo-caramel anery. It's yet to be done, but I think for such a dark and cursed morph, the future is bright. The zombie snow. Can you close that door? The zombie snow. The zombie snow. The zombie snow. The zombie snow. Liberty Bibberty. Rob Zombie Snow. The Zombie Snow. Zombie Show. No, that's not it.